Alright, so moving on to standard CCS F-IF.9. Again, the students have guided notes. They would put their name up top. For this piece, we want to first display a picture of a vending machine and simply talk about it. What goes in the vending machine? You would say money, maybe 75 cents, maybe $1, maybe $1.50, maybe $2. And then the vending machine would give an output. It would give you maybe a bag of nuts, a bag of chips, some Gatorade, or a soda. And you want the students to write down a couple observations after we talk about this picture. Observation 1 would be you have to give money, or something along those lines. Observation 2 could be you receive output or snack. And so they would fill out as many as they can, up to 5. Right below it says, below, jot down what you may notice each key observation. So within each one you might want to get more specific. So the input was $1. And the output was, let's say, soda. And for objective for objective C, you want to really guide your students so that they take the key pattern for this whole exercise, which is when you input something, you receive an output. And moving right along to objective D, says use your key pattern listed above the sequence of vending machine by identifying the input and output. And then you're going to allow, again, the students to organize this data a little bit. Now you want to separate them into the input. Maybe the first input was $1. Maybe the second one was $1.50. And maybe the third one was $2. And then they would organize their outputs here. Bag of chips or soda or water right here. Now this is where it starts to switch up. You're going to want to introduce this to the class. So this is where the teacher begins to explain the inputs and outputs. You're going to say that the inputs are given here, so for when you put in a 2, you receive a 5. When you input a 3 in a function, you receive a 7. And when you input a 4, you're going to receive a 9. And so this is organized already, so that you can ask the students to work on this by themselves and graph them. Once they're done graphing, you can move on to the next part, which is objective G. Discuss the relationship between each input and output, which is causing your identified sequence and what's creating your pattern. So you really want to let the students work on this one for a while. This is more of a reflective piece, and you want to make sure also you give the students a chance not only to reflect, but also share. So they'll share this with an elbow partner or someone that they're already partnered with. Function analysis. This final piece we have is for the students to fill in the chart with the key information from the notes, then use this summary to analyze the properties for each function. So what does that mean? Again, sticking with the vending machine example, we'll do this on this left side together as a class. State the key pattern, maybe as the money increases the soda gets bigger or something. List description of the graph, state the key sequence. Again, state the key pattern of what's going on. And then the students will take on the actual function that we were working with, the 2 to the 7 and so on and so forth. And they'll write a key pattern, they'll write a list of descriptions of the graph, and they'll state the key sequence. Now the students will do this in group. And then also the students will complete the following three questions by themselves also. Compare and contrast the patterns, graph descriptions, and the sequence. Be cautious to make sure that they state the key sequence for objective G, and make sure that they're being explicit on, make sure they're being explicit on the whole right side here. We really want to make sure that they're identifying that there's a function and there's a sequence to that function. And the exit slip will simply be the quiz, which is in the Common Core Standards binder for Unit 2. Thank you.